Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today we are all live inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Let's get into our new episode. This week we are talking about the episode 194, the power of your financial intelligence. And in another simple word, we can call it FIQ. It's like your financial intelligence quotient. How many of you ever wondered how much financial IQ do you have? Majority of people, we would say over 90% of people who work for a corporate, they may not really have such kind of a understanding about the financial IQ they need. And even though everybody loves money, right? Everybody loves money, and they say, "Oh, I love money. I know how much money for example, I'm getting and I'm spending." So they think that maybe they have a good IQ. Especially some people know how to save money, right? People search for different ways how to save money. I remember there's a popular figure, and she's now almost like a celebrity, who is so famous on Instagram, teaching all the young people how to find all the different resources and read those small descriptions and find ways to save their money. So she becomes so popular, and I would say that her teaching is quite good as well. Many smart and genius ways. Majority people may ignore it, but she found those ways to help people save bucks. So that's good. But today here, we're not just talking about the save bucks here and there. It's more important how to make money work for you. So that's a true financial intelligence. And continuously, I want to share more with you what I learned from a Rich Dad Poor Dad by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. And previously, we also shared about the money story. Remember last time? Oh, okay. Here I will show you this my magic whiteboard. Remember this this interesting teaching? Last time we shared about your money story, from your income statement to your balance sheet, how the monies flow, right? The poor people, middle class people, and rich people. How we should focus on this one, the assets one. Today we will not repeat this, but we will talk about this big secret here, the taxes. Remember we shared that this is the biggest expenses. Everyone, from your birth to your death, this is the biggest expenses we've been spent. And majority people, poor people and middle class people, they did not know this secret about the taxes. So they are the people who are paying the most to the government. And now Musk and Trump, right, the administration, they are sharing the DOGE, it's a government efficiency department, right? They are sharing all this data, deep into those financial data of government spending. And it's good to have some transparency, but we will wait to see how this is doing the good to the majority taxpayers, right? But it's good. I would say that's a good trend. But we don't know eventually that kind of results will serve who? Serve majority or taxpayers, or just serve those a small group of rich people, or just the government administration, that kind of a classes, right? So that's another story. Today we do not want to get into politics at all. So, but the most important thing for every single person, ordinary person, right? If you want to protect yourself, if you really want to get a best, let's say best return legally, and you need to understand more about the finance and increase your financial intelligence. But the good news here is it's not like a IQ, right? Majority of people think IQ is what you're born with, your intelligence quotient. Sounds like if you were lucky, you were smart, and you get that high IQ from your born, right? From your parents, from the family inheritance. But here, the financial IQ, good news is we can learn it and we can increase our financial IQ. Okay, isn't that good news? Right. So maybe we do not necessarily have a high IQ, intelligence quotient, but by keep learning all these kind of secrets, and even I would say regular IQ person can gain high FIQ, the financial intelligence. So that's a great news for every one of us, right? Today we want to talk about the tax. So I want take this page off. So we will have a new teaching, okay? Make sure, by the way, make sure you check our one episode before, like 192, I think. So from there, you can learn more about the details, okay? So today we will take this off, and we will share more about the secret about the taxes. And further on are now financial intelligence to learn about the power of money and how to use money to work for us, okay, instead of us work for money. So that's the key message from this. It's just like, do not just work for money. Do not just be an employee. Otherwise, you just work for money. You do not have the power, and you will not really understand how to leverage the knowledge and financial intelligence to work for you. Especially, you will pay the highest taxes. And today we will learn the new lessons. So, okay, let's see what the stories Mr. Robert Kiyosaki is sharing with us. And here is very interesting, by the way, in this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he shared with us more about the history about taxes. And it was surprising to learn that at the beginning, there was no taxes for people, for regular people, right? And this concept is actually earlier is coming from everyone maybe know that story of Robin Hood, right? Robin Hood is like a hero from the, let's say, in the regular people and people who could not be depressed anymore by those rich people. They just become the rebellions, and they fight with those riches or stole from the riches or rob them, right? And take the money from the riches and give back to the poor people. During that time, they are like heroes. They were like heroes, right? Like I still remember when we watched the movie Robin Hood, and we admired those people. We saw, oh, they are great. They are like really like heroes. They're helping poor people, right? So they put like those rich people like evil people. But nowadays, not all the rich people are really evil people. Many of them work hard, self-made them into billionaires and let's say millionaires and billionaires. There are quite still some of them not like capitalists and to exploit poor people, right? But majority, I would say, majority of them, many of them work hard, use their talents, use their creative ways, genius ways, right, to find opportunities and create the success. For example, like Bill Gates founded Microsoft, and they created the system and the softwares that helped many people, helped us, right? And now I'm still using the Microsoft. I would say rich people like this, I would really appreciate them and their help, right? And also especially those ones who are using their money to do philanthropy and to do the charities and to give more back to the society. That's also a great thing, right? So we as ordinary people, we also want to learn more, because they were not born as like rich people, right? Even some of them are like born in a middle class or maybe upper class family, has more wealth foundation, but majority of them really accumulated, learned knowledge, and used their talents, create new ways to make rich. So, and especially once they get money, how to leverage money to make more money for them. That's the way we want to learn, right? So here, the history about taxes is interesting. It's like it said the taxes were levied in Britain for the first against Napoleon from 1799 to 1816. So you see, it's between during the wars. During the wars, the government especially need more money, right, to support the like military and weapons and to fight. Similarly, in America, to pay for the Civil War from 1861 to 1865, that's the start of how the tax was levied on people. And in 1874, that's almost like 100 later from the initial war, right? England made the income tax a permanent levy on its citizens. In 1913, that's how many years? Let me see. That's around let's say around 50 years from the Civil War, and income tax became permanent in the United States with the adoption of the 16th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. So it's amendment. Initially, so the Constitution did not define like everybody needs to pay the tax until we had the 16th Amendment. that's a popular amendment. So at one time, Americans were anti-tax. Until why? Only when that like people did the government did the propaganda, right? Like say, oh, this money we want to pass this kind of amendment to connect the tax from the rich people to punish them, so the rich will not become more rich, right? And we need to collect more money from them. So that's how they get majority people vote for that amendment to be passed. You see that history interesting, right? Because nobody wants to pay that much tax, and the majority of people did not realize that their whole life, the biggest expenses, the biggest payment they made, has been paying for the taxes. And in Mr. Robert Kiyosaki's estimate, like majority of people, he used the metaphor is like you worked from January to May, almost May, right? Around 5 months, at least 3 to 4 months, he said, you work for your government, because that's how much you are paying taxes through your whole life, right? Like different kind of taxes, not just income tax, your expenses tax, your car, like car insurance and car, let's say, the property tax, yeah, property tax. And car is also like expenses, right? Like expenses tax. And when you are dead, even like estate tax, that's a big, huge one. I would say that's even the biggest one. Like they said, oh, till the end of a life, you may get some relaxation. No, your family is helping you to pay the biggest tax, and it's still like you. If like even you already died, you will pay the biggest expenses. Your family will pay the biggest one based on your death to the government. So that's definitely not fair, right? So, but during that time, because of this idea and propaganda to say, oh, this tax is to punish the rich and to support the government, so the government could serve the poor people. Sounds like familiar, right? Even now today, right? This government administration is still like a propaganda, this kind of idea, right? Oh, we will not, how to say, charge so much, let's say, taxes, or some of them say we'll tax more on rich people, right? But middle class and the poor people actually are paying the most. Because why? That's why today this secret is about the rich people know how to save their taxes. They use their business, they use their corporations. So, but the majority of normal people, like employed people, employees, they do not have such kind of secrets, right? They do not have such kind of vehicle. So they are actually paying more money, taxes, right? So he said that the rich dad explained that the idea of taxes was made popular and accepted by the majority by telling the poor and the middle class that taxes were created only to punish the rich. That's how the masses voted for the law, and it became constitutional and legal. And since then, now people did not know the history, and they just automatically pay the taxes because they think this is like a law required, and people are afraid of laws, right? The enforcement, everything, the government. So they are just like how to say, just like elementary students. Whatever the teacher asks you to do, whatever you would do it. So people are just paying their taxes, even though they complain about it, they don't know how to change it. So once the government got a taste of money, its appetite grew. Ooh, that's like now you can see from the DOGE's report, like how the government has been spending the money, and through all these years, the deficit, right, is grow and grow. The debts, I mean, the government debts grow and grow, keeps growing. That's where like the desire, the taste and the desire, I would say also the greed, even the government, it's not just one person, but the government could have that greed as well to get more money, and so they can do more things or pay more out, and not necessarily all are serving the taxpayers, right? So that's so funny. And there's another funny story is that he said the rich dad said that the government workers were a pack of lazy thieves. Anyway, that's not necessary, right? Some government peoples are good, but quite some, I would also say, because the system, not people are evil, not just people are like really bad people, right? It's just like because the system has so many holes. So people, of course, based on such kind of system, people would get lazy if they can easily get money, and they do not, and the government body is expanding and keep expanding. They do not necessarily need, how to say, do that much to get their stable paycheck, right? Remember previous one episode I said the police detective, he told me that he wants to keep working that job because after he retired, because he get a pension right after he retired without doing anything, he can get every year over 6 figure of pension. So that's why people want to work for the government. I don't know why, if the stories, if the story is still the same after the DOGE, right? The Elon Musk, the Department of the Government Efficiency, if they are doing all this investigation and cut off, if those people are still thinking in a similar way. But it's good to now to from that side, that's like outside push And also here today, we want to say that focus on your learning, focus on your intelligence, financial intelligence quotient, to help yourself have that awareness and change, instead of just being pushed by other side till you were laid off, right? So he said, my rich dad did not say Robin Hood as a hero. He called Robin Hood a crook. But during that time, I would still say, in the history time, right? They still did their some good thing to help poor people. And it's some other things I want to share with you. Mention about the power. The power is like the power of money. If you are working for money, if you are working for employers, you do not have power at all. Do you feel so? For because I also had the employee experience, right? During that time, you being just like you have to tolerate this and that, and waiting for your promotion, work hard, right? Waiting for your promotion opportunities, and sometimes you have to negotiate with your bosses to get a pay, like I say, pay increase, or like a responsibility, or like the role increase, like promotion. So it's like depending on others. It's not in your own control. And money as well, once you get your income, your deductibles, like not deductible, I would say deduction, the taxes, everything have already paid automatically from that W-2 form. So you have no control of it at all, right? Some of my clients, for example, they work for very good, very famous investment companies. They get a lot of like a big paycheck. But after pay the taxes, it shrinked a lot, at least 1/3, right? Shrinked. Oh, that's a huge pain for them. As wow, I worked so hard, and all this kind of money, part of it, is gone. So the rich outsmarted the intellectuals solely because they understand the power of money, a subject not taught in schools. You see here, it's not just how smart you are or how high intelligence you have. That's not necessary to do your benefits. I remember like me as part of those top students. We graduated from colleges and very prestigious ones, and then we went to big companies and worked for them and worked for years, right? And we and climb that ladder in the corporate. We saw that's a good way. And because that's traditional, the society or family could share with us. And that's the only way we can see it's working in a society, in a circle, right? So that's why majority of us with high IQ, I would say myself, I have a high IQ, better than average, but I was not making much money, right? I was wondering what I'm missing. And here, this is truly answer. The rich people, right? Those people outsmarted those intelligent ones, really intellectual ones who started so well in the school, because those rich people really understand the power of money. They are not working for money; they are using money to work for them. So they understand the secret, the power of money. And the other things is like, so the government is spending more, right? The taxes, even though different like government administrations will tell you, oh, we will reduce the taxes, they promise that because for them to be elected, but eventually say, how could they, if the government is spending more, oh, now they are cutting off quite some like government spendings, but still they will spend more for some other secret ways. You never know, right? Those kind of games, political games, we never know. And it's because some they will put whatever benefit for them, they will put in front of the, let's say, quite some things they put them transparent, but the other parts, what is not transparent, we will never know, right? So you never know, maybe they will fill one hole and there's another hole in the back. You never know. Okay, so now he talked about the corporate. Corporate is merely a file folding. Yeah, the corporate is not like a myth, right? Many people say, oh, corporation is quite a myth, or it's difficult to run a company, whatever. So here he decoded what is the corporate. He said it's just not a really thing. It's merely a file folder with some legal documents in it, sitting in some attorney's office and registered with a state government agency. That's true. For example, I have my corporate for is ILLC corporation. It's my coaching company. Every year I will renew and file for its activity, right? So for its status, I would say you pay some money and you for, so first time you register it to make it alive, and then every year you renew it and file it and to keep it alive, and you pay a fee, money to the government to keep your corporate alive. And he said the corporate is popular because the income tax rate of a corporate is less than the individual income tax rates. And not just because of that, the tax rate is lower for a corporation. And later we will share about it's more about the spending and tax thing. Okay, so it's like you pay tax or you spend first. Okay, that's another secret. So he said average Americans today work 4 to 5 months for the government just to cover taxes. It's just like simply that idea. The taxes you paid is just like you worked a few months free for the government, right? To pay that taxes. So an employee with a safe, secure job without financial aptitude has no escape. You have to pay taxes. You have no escape, right? So, so we need to learn. That's why we need to learn about the tax codes and all the secrets that the rich people know. And rich people was not born rich, majority of them, right? They learned, and they are smart enough. They are maybe not a high IQ is not so high, but they are smart enough. They say, oh, I want to make more money. So they will learn those ways to understand the tax codes. And he said the taxman will take as much as they can, right? Definitely, if they can take that for free, why not? And if you work for money, you give the power to your employer. If money works for you, you keep the power and control it. See, that's the basic principle you need to understand. And so it's all about power. If you work for money, okay, that's a similar. The first lesson of having money work for you as opposed to you working for money, it's all about power. It's about power. Actually, he mentioned about like if you have a money working for you, it's like money is your free employee. It's even better than AI, I would say. Yes, the money is better than AI as an employee. The AI, yeah, both of them do not need to speak, and also do not need you give them order. You do not need like how to say, they do not eat, they do not sleep. They can work 24/7 for you. That's the best one, right? The money especially, they can work to generate more money. That's the superpower, and have the compounding, especially have the compounding effect. That kind of that's a magic. They said it's the world has 7 innovation, like the biggest innovation, compounding effect is the biggest discovery. The eighth, they would say the eighth discovery. So, and your parents and your friends, the society will tell you that study well, study well, graduate from a good university, and learn a great major, and go to a big company and work there, and then climb your ladder up, right, in the corporate, and reach that thing differently. He said, why not own the ladder? That's the part you need to reflect. Why not own the ladder? And the majority of people think, oh, corporate is so difficult and so comprehensive, so complex, right? They would say it's difficult to run a company, so they would never think about it. One day they should own their own corporation. So everybody thought, oh, that's like too difficult. But actually, like Mr. Robert Kiyosaki said, the corporate is just like you did that application, is all the legal documents, right, and saved somewhere. It's not so big thing. You do not need so big and comprehensive and complex company or corporation. You just need to become business owner and corporate owner. So own the ladder. That's the ladder. So the next question you should ask is, how can I own the ladder, right? That should be the real question you should ask. Like if you really want to become not just rich, become the person with power and has the control of your own destiny and have the freedom, the time and money freedom, eventually for your dream, for your life to get fulfilled, for you to spend the quality time with your loved ones. Everyone should think about this. How could I own my ladder? Okay, you should ask this question. So every day also ask yourself, like last week we were talking about who and what are you working for? Every day when you start to work, ask for this thing. Who and what am I working for? Are you working for other people's dreams or for your own dream? That's our last week topic, right? And today we especially talking about the tax and the corporation, the secrets behind that. So, and Robert himself since 1974. Gosh, I was just born. Almost like just born, you know my age, right? So since that time, he has already created his, because the learning from his rich dad, even though he worked quite some years for the corporate as a salesperson, selling the copier, like a copier machine, I think it's something like that. He's a top sales guy, but he got a motivation to run his own business, so to increase his own assets. So eventually he made money. He created his holding corporation is in real estate. It's called real estate holding company, and he's making more money from there, right? Invest and getting money from there. Eventually his money earned from this his side business is more than what he earned from his corporate job. That's where he get more, like get more into his own business. So that's why he said it's like you need to have your financial intelligence, or he called financial IQ, FIQ. So he shared about these 4 areas about financial IQ. I want to write for you. See if you can see it. Okay, put it in the middle. Your financial IQ. Okay, this one is good news. Is like we can all learn to gain our financial IQ. I hope this is clear enough for you to see it and make it closer. Okay, yeah. So the first one is about what? The first one of his from Dr. Kiyosaki's definition, the IQ, is accounting. He has been emphasizing accounting. This is actually more like a technical side. It's the logic side. He said it's your left brain work. It's like you're understanding the data, understanding the numbers. Like last time, right? The previous chart we draw about the income statement, about the balance sheet, right? You need to understand that, and especially understand that story. Remember previous time we talked about the money story. You need to understand that flow and understand the importance about the assets. And now further on, he's talking about accounting. So accounting also really understand the numbers. It's like a detail-oriented, that kind of a skills. Okay. Hope this is right enough. And so you understand those data, you understand the accuracy, right? You really should be accurate. And if your math is not so good, you need to pay more attention about the numbers. How much money you are getting in and how much money you are getting out, and more practice. And now for younger people, you need to do more about the budgeting. Like for some students, they just graduated from college, they're going to corporate to work. I ask them to learn more about to control their budget and learn how much they're earning and how much they are spending out, right? You need to track. Every month you need to track it, and based on categories. And for people who are working for corporate, it's very simple because they are just earning money. They can see that from the salary, from your W-2 form, right? It's very, very simple to see that. And then your expenses, you should carefully monitor it. And by what different categories and how much you are spending every week and every month, you need to have those data to understand, to manage your own balance sheet, right? To make sure that you will not spend more than you are earning. So that's the accounting part. And the second one is really investing. This is super important about the financial IQ, right? Investing. He said this is actually your right side brain's work. It's because you need to be creative. This part you need both actually. You need to learn, understand the financial knowledge, and understand the different let's say the financial fundamental knowledges for you to have the idea about what investment is. But at the same time, you need to be creative to see the opportunities, where to find opportunities to invest, right? There are so many. The financial market and every area, including like real estate, right? Different areas have many opportunities. And recently, one of my clients said he's getting invited to invest in AI related, like accounting firm is investing in some software, use the AI software, right, to help accounting companies increase, let's say, increase their customers and serve their customers, and like that kind of an investment, right? He's invited to do that. And at the same time, there's like a private equity investment and there's stock market investment. Different. And last time I also talked about like stocks, insurance, and all different vehicles, right? You can invest. That's the assets part. And this part you should learn both financial knowledge And also you need to have some like a creative brain to think about, like to see, oh, which one is the opportunity for you, the right opportunity for you, and to compare with them and to say which one make better sense for you, right? And which one has especially the foundation, which one is a safer investment, which one is more risky investment. You need to have the calculated risk management for your own portfolio, right? So, and the third area is about the understanding the market. Understanding the market. The market is more like he said it's like like demands and supply. Demands and supply. Understand some fundamental, including economics knowledge. Like there are micro and macroeconomics, right? There are some about some like basic concepts and ideas, how those like the knowledge, and also relate that to your current time, to some history information, and also your current economics environment, to learn more about, like for example, the Wall Street finance and all this kind of New York Times and different those articles talking about the environment, right? The inflation, everything related. Understand the market, and also and the demand and supplies, and to see what is working in the market, what is not working. So you need to get some like sense, right? To see what is making sense. Okay, and also both from government, from the like private categories, including now the AI trend, right? Read more about the different areas, categories, to enrich your understanding about the market. And number 4, the 4 is really like about the tax, about the laws. He called the laws. It's more about both in related to like a corporation laws, right? And also especially related to tax laws, including like taxes laws and corporations laws. Here is like use the laws to do your favor. You need to understand law to play with the laws, right? And do the things legally, and at the same time getting the benefits. He especially talked about the taxes laws. Why rich people are rich? Because they learn and also hire, for example, accountants and financial advisors to help them how to like save the taxes for the year, and also save the tax plan well for the future, for the investment taxes as well. And here is a very critical idea is about, for example, when you have business, by the way, when you are an employee, your paycheck, right, will pay the taxes first before you can get the like after, then you will get the after tax money. That's your real net income. Then you can spend. Is that a good thing? Many people feel like heart attack, right? Like you pay a lot, especially like the harder you work, the like sounds like you get a promotion, you get more, you earn more money, you do more work, but then you pay more taxes, right? Until you have your business, you get your corporation or business, right? And then this help you save your taxes, because the fundamental, the secret is you spend, let's say the business here is like you spend first. First is like you earn, then you spend, then you pay tax. I don't know if you can still see this clear. But for people who, employees, the disadvantage for you is what? First, you earn. Of course, you work hard to earn. And the second, you pay tax. And after you pay tax, now the less money you have, like net income, then you spend. See the difference? Sounds like a very simple, trivial difference, but actually make a big difference. You see this? You see here, yeah. See? When you are employees, when you do not have your business, you have very limited space to play, okay, to get benefits from the tax laws and corporation laws. You will earn hard, make money, and then pay taxes first before you can spend money. Not so good thing, right? Not so feeling so good. But if you have a business, if I have a corporate, not necessarily have a corporate now, okay? We have different ways. For example, I have platform, people help people to become like a broker in financial services. You have your business. You do not necessarily to have your corporate. You do not need even to file your corporation. So we even have a smarter way than Dr. Kiyosaki could provide. So you could have your business, leverage other people's corporation platform, and use the easiest way to do your business, and then you earn, then you spend. You can right after you earn, you can spend your money, right? And this is a secret how you save a lot of taxes. You can spend, for example, your vacation. If it's business related as well, you can do the vacation and also business. And you can also like go to restaurants. You can, like, for example, your car. You now I get inspiration from his book that even your car insurance, right? Because we could pay the car insurance now. This year we are paying double, more than that, because some bad person had a claim. We feel like that's a fraud. They get more claims from the insurance company, even though they did not get hurt. They would claim they get some doctor, I don't know, whatever, like tricks they played. So they caused our car insurance increase doubled. I spend more. And then if you have a business, because your car is also used for business, so your spending on the car insurance, on the car mileage, everything, the gas, everything, partially of that spending for business could be here, like you spend it. So that part is before your tax money. You do not need to pay the tax. You see the beauty of that? So a lot of here, that's why Kiyosaki and many business owners are quite excited for this part, because that's a Schedule C in the tax report, Schedule C, when you have a business. Many expenses you can do. You can go to events to learn, to grow yourself, and you have a travel, both vacation and also business, and also you have all this kind of dining and other events, right? All the spending business related can all save your tax. You can spend it first before you pay tax. So that's a beauty, right? You need to know the big difference. If you do not have business, you do not have any flexibility. You would just like pay taxes directly before you can spend. So that means that you do not have that freedom to spend yet. But for people who has business, not necessarily a corporate, like I mentioned, we have the way to help you to have your business quickly, and also like then you can spend money for your personal development, for your business growth, and then pay taxes. So that's some very simple foundation of financial both literacy and also intelligence. The purpose here, all things is like make money. Make money work for you. Work for you. That's the power, okay? The power, okay? The power is make money work for you instead of you work for the money, all right? So actually, that's basically the whole chapter he mentioned about the chapter 4, I think it's chapter 4, the history of taxes and the power of corporations. Very fundamental idea you need to understand, especially for those people who are still working for corporation. We're not saying that you should not work for a corporation, especially at the like early career stage, right? Like Dr. Kiyosaki himself, he worked hard for that company and selling the equipment for them, and he has been the top salesperson, because he has motivation to develop his own business, but he need to accumulate his income and also assets, right? So he used that stage. So he worked as a very excellent worker to get the money eventually, so that he can have his own business, his own assets work for him, to own the power to make money work for him. So that's our today's story. That's your financial IQ, which you can increase. I hope through this simple teaching and this today's episode of our Momentum Monday, you gain more IQ, so that you have this vision to see how you can leverage your current platform, your current working environment, and current opportunities. And if you also, if you want a business opportunities, and we can talk, right? We have a very great business opportunities for you. You do not need even file for like corporations. You can still leverage this kind of money secrets and to have the benefits like a corporate can benefit, right? And also at the same time, corporations can also help with your own business can also protect you, because some like investment and some financial vehicles and some like investment can help you to protect you from any lawsuit. The assets you accumulate, either use those corporations or use your business or use the good financial vehicles, can help you to prevent your assets, your money, to be sued by anybody. So it's protected, and not just use trust, can also use different vehicles, right, to protect your assets. So that's a fundamental thing we want to teach. And so think more about, it's very interesting, isn't it, to learn about tax history, to understand why, like from paying zero taxes during like hundreds of years ago, and now everybody has to pay tax, and how you can leverage and understand, have this kind of a learn, right? Increase your financial IQ so that you can save a lot of tax. Not just save tax, but own more freedom and own more power of money so that you can do more great things. But think about all this. This is not just teaching you how to not to pay tax, or like how to say, to find the holes and to avoid contribute to the government. We do the legal things, but at the same time, when you have more money, you have more power to do the things in your wish, instead of give your money to the government, which is not like, from now the DOG is expose them, right? Many taxpayers' money is going to the waste. Maybe not necessarily you want to support them, right? You want to support those projects, but it's like your money was in other people's, their way, their value, and their like means to spend it. A lot of them could be wasted. So why don't we keep more money legally, and so we can use the money in our own meaning and do the charities, for example, giving to the world and create things we think is valuable, that is aligned with our values, right? So that's my understand, that's my financial IQ. I still keep learning it, and I hope this is helpful to you. Oh, okay, this angle is actually much better. So I hope this is helpful for you, and let me know, give me comments, understand, let me see what today's inspiration to you, what you learned, what is a great aha moment for you, and what more you want to learn. Okay, so we will keep this this kind of a conversation going, so that we all, including myself, and can keep increasing our financial IQ, so that we can let money work for us and work for more of our valuable purpose and fulfillment. All right, everyone, we'll see you soon. Okay, bye bye.